This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. As we get set to go over that major milestone that was achieved, well, some of us were sleeping last night. Yeah, me sleeping on the Edmonton Oilers usually never turns out too well, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, a necessary sacrifice that had to be made for a good day at work today, and a good day it was. So everything evens out, and we get our eyes set on that game against the Vegas Golden Knights on Saturday. But before we get there, obviously that major milestone, we got to talk about it. Connor McDavid hitting 60 goals, but in the meanwhile, beforehand, we were warned about it. What do I mean by that? Well, you stay tuned for that in just a sec. But if you're new to the channel, friends, what I want you to do right now is consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I'd love to have you aboard for more Edmonton Oilers talk. Like I just said, I can't promise you I'm going to talk about every single dang game because work comes first. That's the one big thing I kind of took away from a year and a half off, is this is a part-time thing. I can't make it a full-time thing as of any time soon, so work will come first for the meanwhile. But if you're returning to the channel, you're returning to the videos, just let me know if you're excited about Connor McDavid hitting 60 goals by leaving a thumbs up on today's video. And with that, friends, let's get to this. An ominous warning from a German superstar in the NHL who made a trip to Europe and was captured in an Instagram video on August 24th, 2022, talking about one Connor McDavid. Yeah, what is this from? Well, this is a kind of little highlight clip that was reworked to celebrate Connor McDavid hitting 60 goals last night from the NHL Europe Twitter account and the Edmonton Oilers, kind of one of those Instagram accounts where they just kind of link up however that works in the background. I don't know how any of this new social media stuff works. Trust me, I was in the social media business there for a few years. I couldn't tell you how any of this stuff works nowadays. But at the end of the day here is we get this beautiful little highlight montage video of Leon Draisaitl's time over in Europe last summer, and he was kind of, right, the Oilers ambassador, the NHL's ambassador, growing the game across Europe. And I think this clip comes from Paris, I'm not mistaken. I don't know my European architecture too well. Please forgive a guy. I'm not very worldly. Okay, I come from a town of 10,000 people. Grew up, born and raised until I was 18 there, and then had never even driven in Edmonton till I moved there for college at 17 years old. So, forgive me. Actually, 18. I was 18. Alright, minor details aside, you need to see this photo now for the rest of your education in this video. I don't know how good you are at reading upside down. I don't know how good you are at reading small text on a YouTube video, especially if you're watching on your phone. But I encourage you to dive in like I will right now to tell you what that says. That is Leon Draisaitl on August 24th, 2022, warning the entire world that Connor McDavid would, of course, go on to score 60 goals this season. That is exactly what he's got written down there. He signs, seals, and delivers it as well for the camera following this screenshot from the NHL Europe and Edmonton Oilers Instagram duo link up. But it's just so beautiful, right? I think what this really comes down to say is this is not me saying, oh my goodness, you were warned, you should have known. This is us as Oilers fans, us as hockey fans, kind of realizing, you know what, everybody in the business, especially Leon Draisaitl, knew that Connor McDavid just had to flip a switch and he would get this job done, right? I don't think any of us ever doubted that Connor McDavid could be an elite top-tier goal scorer in the NHL. And I think what's been really nice this year is seeing that. That's been the beautiful part of it, is Connor McDavid has delivered on that because, well, Leon said go for it. I honestly, I don't know how else to frame that other than the only reason we have Connor McDavid now scoring 60 goals this year is Leon Draisaitl said, go for it, dude. Go score that 60. Let's go. And, right, he put it in to the world just like that, saying that, no, Connor McDavid will get this done because I know he can, and probably I told him to. And that's the most beautiful part of this. And when you go break down what the Oilers' stats are looking like, it's not like Leon Draisaitl's goal scoring is hurting because of it. It's not like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' goal scoring is hurting because of it. It's not like Zach Hyman's goal scoring is hurting because of it. It's not even like the rest of the Oilers' team's goal scoring is hurting because of it. That's kind of the craziest part of Connor McDavid's 138-point season, is that nobody is suffering on the team because of it. Leon Draisaitl's still got 44 goals. Leon Draisaitl very well will hit 50 goals this season if he continues to shoot the puck. Obviously, the Oilers have 10 games remaining in the year, so 10 games, 6 goals, how likely is it? But you know, Leon Draisaitl's the kind of guy too that he's 3 goals short on the final night of the season, and he'll put 3 goals in the back of the net and leave it at 50, right? That's the beauty here. And when you go and look at the goal scoring column 2 this year for the Oilers, yeah, okay, Nick Bjugstad kind of an exception, but Evander Kane's got 13, 12, 12. You look at all the guys who have scored double-digit goals for the Oilers, none of them except for Derek Ryan are close to having played a full NHL season this year. So that's the really interesting part here as well for the Oilers, is that all your middle depth scorers really haven't played a full year. I know everybody's down on Kyler Yamamoto. He's still on pace roughly to average about 37 points this year in an 82-game campaign. And for $3 million, I think that's the low end of what you'd get, but you kind of get where we're going. But again, this is just proof in the pudding, friends. Cherry pick whatever stat you want, essentially, to say that Connor McDavid is affecting or not affecting his teammates by scoring all these points and goals. But it's just one of those things of finally he flipped that switch that we all knew he had. Right, this is the thing we all knew Connor McDavid was capable of doing. And it's not like he's taking a tremendous amount of shots that are hampering the team's ability to win, because if that was the case, his shooting percentage would not be 19.1%. The dude is shooting better than Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who's having a career year. Zach Hyman has 30 goals, has 247 shots for 12.1 shooting percentage. Connor McDavid is putting good shots through goalies. That's what he's doing quite heavily this season. And obviously, too, the proof in the pudding last night. Okay, Tyson, you didn't watch the game. How do you know that? Well, I'll tell you, when you see something as monumental as Connor McDavid scoring 60 goals, I don't care how many breaks you take in a day. I don't care how long lunch is. You're going to end up seeing the Connor McDavid 60th goal a couple of times over. And that's exactly what I've seen today, is Connor McDavid's fantastic, crazy, beautiful goal in overtime. Obviously, he had it a few seconds prior and then loads right back up and does it again and finally scores goal number 60 to send us home with the victory, I believe, on Thursday. I believe it would have already been Thursday by the time that goal was scored. But again, I was soundly sleeping. You know how I found out the Oilers had won in overtime? I woke up, my leg was cramped. It was 3:14 or something like that in the morning. And I checked my phone because I'm like, oh yeah, the Oilers would be over by now. Let's check that score. And a big sigh of relief over my tired eyes when the Oilers had won 4-3 in overtime. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. This is the best part of this video, is it's just a literal, right? We've talked about it. Post-trade deadline. There's a whole bunch of do-nothing videos that just have to get done. And that's exactly what today's is just kind of sitting back, celebrating another record, another milestone, whatever you want to call it, for the Edmonton Oilers this season. I will catch you folks tomorrow for a little bit of Friday night hockey action, and then we'll be back to work on the live streams on Saturday. I am up on out of here.